Take two. I'm not great behind the camera, but I will be. I want to start a YouTube channel, and it's a YouTube channel that I want to create that involves my two passions. Really three. My love of the Lord. God has saved me, and I would love to give back to Him. And how do I do that? I just share the good news with people that don't know who He is. Outside of my family, my passion, outside of my passion for my family and my wife and God would be my absolute passion for motorcycles. And then I have a passion and just a love of all things old, and really specifically things that are from the early 1800s, early 1900s, and that probably came from me being around my grandfather, who loved old things as well. He had Model A's, Model T's, just a lot of antiques around the house, and that probably inspired me to do research and stuff such like that on just things that are old. My passion for motorcycles really came when I was 3. I've got a tattoo here of my first bike, a Honda 50Z mini trail, and so I beat that thing to heck. My grandfather gifted it to me, and it was like brand new. It was a 69, which I believe was the first 50Z that came to the U.S., and I rode that thing until the wheels fell off, literally. So I was gone on the weekends. I was gone all day Saturday, part of the day on Sundays, because we had church, and then I'd get home from school and I'd go out riding my mini bike for 2 or 3 hours. So just from an early age, I had a strong passion for two wheels, and then it only grew as I got older, my passion for motorcycles. And so even though I was around a lot of bikes, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, 3-wheelers, for those of you that are older, remember the Honda Big Red 3-wheelers, those were around my neighborhood growing up, so I was around all those things. But it wasn't until I was in my late 40s that I purchased my first bike, even as I got older, was around bikes again, got into the motorcycle industry, became worked for one of the largest dealerships in the country, and moved from my career from sales to ultimately my new career in later life as a operations guy. So I became involved with the power sports industry and was involved with reconditioning and operations. But at 53, I find myself unemployed, and I want to give back. I want to share some of my story. I want to share some of my passion of all things motorcycles, and hopefully ignite in new people, in new riders or young people, just how much freedom is involved with getting involved with the sport of power sports and motorcycles. How much freedom I've experienced, and even though I struggle and have struggled for decades with depression, it has been an outlet for me. My wife, even though she's not involved or has a passion, even though she doesn't have a passion for motorcycles, she encourages me to get out and ride often and frequently, because she knows that there's healing in getting out on two wheels. There is for me. So anyways, this is the very beginning, probably the very first post of a longer format, other than just something like a quick TikTok video. But this is step 1. I've got over an hour and a half worth of footage for a video that I'm going to roll out here once edited, and I'm going to roll that out through YouTube. A long format, the condensed version and edited format will probably end up being like a 35-40 minute video, and my first real video posting to YouTube. But stay tuned for that. And so, yeah, my goal is to introduce myself to the world and let them know that there is healing and there's freedom and there's a lot that can be learned from throwing a leg over and either learning how or taking the bike that you have and starting to use it to ride, to experience some of that freedom in your own life. That's it. Peace.